Welcome back, everybody. How I did garage. Let's put this lift up. There's sometimes you just want the basics, sometimes you want the details. So I want to give y'all both. Two different formats, two different videos. All right, let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. How I did a garage today. We're gonna be putting this lift in. This the lift, Chinese lift, or Japan, Asian lift. We're gonna be putting this Asian lift in. So right now, just hold on, let me put you in this little thing and I will flip you around right now. All right, so here you go. No, what are you doing over there? So we got these right here. This thing's heavy, this is heavy duty, but we're going to use these to separate this from the jig that it got shipped in, and come over here and see about setting it up, because right there's where the lift's gonna be, because if you follow my videos, you know that's where the extra concrete is. About 2:30 in the morning, and I've been worked all day. Probably shouldn't be doing this, but it ain't gonna get done just thinking about it, is it? Staring at this stone face. One thing I'm noticing off the top I really don't care much for is this bottom plate. Like it should be like flat and not going nowhere. It's like the center's bowed out. I don't know how they welded these, but I guess that's pretty thick still. Even welding it, it shouldn't have, bowed it back up. All right, so I already know what thick concrete is. When you do this, you want to make sure you got thick concrete. I already did that. I got about 16 inches of concrete all around here. I've done that. You'll see right here in this picture. Whenever I was building this, I had this planned out. So I had all this dug out a little deeper to make it where there's enough concrete all in this area right here. Also, I planned where I was going to have this at. I got a center with the doorway. 10 feet door, each post is about 10 feet out. So it's 10 feet out and that's where the door starts, so it should be 15 feet out. Luckily the concrete people, they cut their relief cuts 15 feet out. I went up there, I double checked it. It's right on the left side is where 15 feet is from the outside. And I measured the crack right here to where I had my mark here and my mark down there, because I had a string laid out. And they are pretty close from this crack to where the post is going to be. Center of the place it's cut out was 4 feet and a quarter over here, and then 4 feet and a half up there. So I'm guessing about 4 feet and 3/8. Yeah, 4 feet 3/8. That would be halfway or so. I got that marked right here and right here in the center. So this is the center. This says from the inside of the post to where the inside of the post is 3,390 millimeters, which converts to, so we're gonna split that in half and go over from here to there and here to there and make a mark, measure it up 4 3/8, and that should be exactly where the center edge should be on that. Something else to look for too is that right now would be the time to look at it, but the hydraulic line fitting for this cylinder was facing up right here, but it needs to be twisted around because it comes in from this back side, wraps around and goes up to the top so it can go overhead. So right now would probably be the best time to get that straightened back up and facing out towards that access hole in the back. You're in the headlights. How you feel like being on YouTube? On the instructions right here for this lift, KTM M120, 12K lifted. Passing width says it's supposed to be 133.46 or 3390 millimeters. And on the blueprint shows this right here, but if you look, you know, when you're doing blueprints, this stuff matters. But it has it where it goes from the inside of this to the inside of this for your 339. Then back to back at 4010. But from the print, it's the same measure from here. From here to the same side on the other side. But really, from the video they did, this is where it's supposed to be. Right here. 133 and 4.6-ish. Got the back lifted up a little bit, so whenever I tighten it down, it should make this go back a little bit and be close to about right there, so. But yeah, this is all weird. Yeah. And then, with that being said, you can't get this straight. If you get this straight, the top has to come over, which actually when I tighten that up, it will draw that back a little bit and get it close to where it's supposed to be. You see where it's at. But on this other side, which I've already got anchored, I figured I'd get one where it's supposed to be and go from there. This is too far in. So this one, the top needs to bow in that way. About that much. Which really, if I tighten this down back here, theoretically it should tighten it down like that, pull that back, which with that being connected, should pull that over. I believe I got it where it's supposed to be. I need to measure it over here from this crack, 'cause that's what I'm going off of. Make sure it's level here and here. As far as the squareness of it, should be good. So I got this right here. That's holding that down. The very end. And we got 158 3/8-ish. So it's a little bit different than where it says machine width 157.8, which is, you know, close-ish to 158. So it's off by, we'll just say a ½ inch. I think it'd be a ½ inch. Then this, I got this almost dead nuts. How's that? How do you do it? How do you do that? Take the top out. Yeah. But when I tighten it down, that should get it. I got this end locked in place as far as the width. So once I verify everything else, I'm gonna go ahead and put one bolt here. So I know this side is good, and then I can wiggle this where I need it. Because at the moment, especially with that beam already up there, whenever it's rocking back after I hit it. Like I push it, and then it just pivots. I don't know, it's not working out right. But let's verify this inside width before I drill out that corner hole. A trusty tape measure holder. We'll go down here. Double check this. That's what you're getting right there. So if anything, for this to get to 133.4, this might need to go back a little bit. But as you've seen, with this the same, I haven't moved it. From the outside plate to the outside plate, this has to go in. But if I do that, it's gonna change this measurement. But then also that same measurement from inside to inside on the blueprint says you're supposed to measure from here. And as you see, there ain't no way that I can take off, you know, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 inches if you take off 5 here, 5 there, and it'd be anywhere close to the 133. And then how is that gonna be anywhere close to the 157 if I measure from there? Like what is going on here to, you know, what in the hell? So like I said, I got that one marked. From here to that crack, the distance of that's correct. I'm tired of fighting it, I'm just gonna, yeah, whatever that means. That's what I'm doing. That's what's happening right now. I think it's enough. I think it's deep enough. Be good to vacuum all this out, but I don't have a filter, my shop vac. Figured out the hard way I didn't have one on there. But verify where this is at. There's still gonna be a little bit of wobble room in there, but we are. Needs to go back this way, 16th. Let's work on this side first and then go from there. This needs to go back 4/16. Ton of money there. I like it. I like it. I think that's where it needs to be. Better not like this. Goes, I'm going to tighten up the back ones first to draw that down, and as I mentioned earlier, kind of pull the other one over too. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all done and be right back. So let me tell you what's going on now. I got all the bolts in there, all of them tightened up. We have a small issue, or two better yet, but there's a solution. See how much higher these are? So we're gonna have to consider whenever you're doing this is, do you have rebar? I do. I have 1/2-inch rebar, and I have fiberglass rebar around here. I'll show a picture of how I got it done right here. So what I did before anything is I put out a string And like I said, I got a template of the base, measured out where I thought it was going to be, and made sure the rebar wasn't in the way, because if need be, I was going to, you know, move some rebar over however I needed to, at least the steel rebar, so I wouldn't hit it. And the fiberglass rebar, I put just a little bit anywhere because it's fiberglass. You know, the drill would drill right through that. Rebar, not so much. Get a new bit and drill down deeper. But I'm not gonna put these back in there. I'm gonna put these back in there. I wanna drill a little bit deeper and stick this all the way down and use this right here. This epoxy. But that will be later, another video. As far as what it did to the level, and I also figured out if I put this on the center, it's inaccurate. On the other side, I'll show you, it kind of wobbles because it's, I don't know, cheap, Chinese made. Unlike its level, boom, is it made it where it bows out a little bit. So whenever a car gets on there, it starts to bow forward a little bit, it will level up. And on the side, pretty close. I'm happy with it. As far as this side to side, we got, right here on the edge is where I'm doing it, because that'd probably be the strongest point, the straightest point. It is closer to the right side, so same thing, I guess. It's bring it out just a little bit. It's dead level there, and there's just a little bit, like a little bit. Show you what I'm talking about whenever you get to the center. So that's why I got it back here to the edge. So once again, you put a car on it, it starts bowing in like this, which would kick the bottom out if, you know, you point out on the level, and it will straighten it up. With these posts being perfectly level, because I did have shims everywhere, I had this perfectly straight. I was curious, with that being completely straight, how straight is this? And it was sure enough, it was kicked down. And then when you put some weight on it, it's gonna go down. Plus, I didn't like the fact that when you put a car on this, it's already angling down. I don't want it to slide off one way, you know, I didn't like it. But now, with it almost level, not quite, bowed out a little bit, it is like that. You know, put a car on, it's gonna bow down this way. That's gonna make the bubble go further back. Level would be about, oh shit, I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, just a little bit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting the arms on. Keep on moving. So the way this works, you got this. When you take it apart, it'll show you. Then you got this. Whenever you drop this down to here, you bolt this onto here. This hooks onto this and stop that pin from coming out. Yeah. And yes, that's it. There's no ball bearings, no grease points. This is it. For now, I'm just going through here and I'm getting it together. I'll go back later once I get it assembled and know that it's good, and grease everything that we'll see where. So these gears, here, the pulley system will get greased instead of krill. In a later video, put Zerk fittings in here to grease all these areas so I don't have to take it apart to actually put grease in that area. If you put WD-40, krill oil, it's gonna dry out fairly quick, especially in a heated shop like this. If it gets hot in the summertime, you don't have AC on or something like that. Yeah, so you need grease. Tighten everything up so you get all the boat started. Torque spec on these is 1/2 half a Kentucky Snug-a-Dug. It could probably take a full Kentucky Snug-a-Dug, but don't want to get too crazy now. I think that was a full Kentucky Snug-a-Dug. Popped on in there like that. The way this is designed, it looks, yeah, it just has this little notch cut out of this ring. It sits down in there like so, and that stops it from spinning. If they have it like that, it sits on top of it and there's a gap, so, yeah. Line this out together. Has that cut out right there, so if I had to guess, this goes like so. And it has this tab sticking up, probably for that. Yeah, that's how you do it. As with any Chinese product, or a lot of them, low quality, the cheaper you get. I'm not saying they make cheap stuff. A lot of good made stuff's from China, but if it's cheap, sometimes it's just cheap. But it has a little welding burr in there. None of the other ones seem to be that way. It's just that one, but no big issue. Now spin the cables. So the way this works is you're gonna have one cable go on that pulley right there. And it's gonna mount to the bottom and go through, go up and loop around, then mount to the top. So when this one pulls up, it does the same thing over there. It goes up. And then the same concept over here, you have your pulley over here. It's gonna mount on the bottom of this carriage, loop around, go around those pulleys right there, and bolt to the top. Nova, what the hell are you doing? Nova, I'm trying to do something. Nova. Okay, Nova, I'm trying to work. All right, I love you too. I love you too. Shit. I'll tell you what, watch out. I found a lot of burrs on this this thing, so watch out, you cut yourself real easy. That thing just sliced me open right there. Cables. So what I'm gonna do for the cables is I'm not gonna adjust it now. I'm gonna wait till it gets all the way to the bottom, or when I know they're on a similar latch, and then get the tension out of it. But really, it's gonna be hard to do until you actually the pump and the hose is hooked up to get pressure on those cylinders and have them going up with the weight on the cylinders, and then adjust it. I'll show you. Actually, let's go ahead and mount this pump. Let's mount this pump. Had these 4 extra bolts, just hex head instead of Allen head. You must have knew I was gonna be doing this by myself, because this is slotted up here, open right here. So what I did is I went ahead and put the bolts in right there, so I could lift it up by myself and put it in that slotted hole up top. Yeah. So what you guys, starting from the bottom of the post on up, you got your middle-sized hose right there. That will go into this, which will screw into the bottom of the cylinder through a little pocket down there. Then it will go up and tee off somewhere around here. Small hose will go to the the pump right there. And then the long hose will get fed up through these little clips right here. Right there and there. Eventually I'll probably put some clamps in there because I know with it ran through there, it's gonna be all kinked up and sideways and it's gonna aggravate me, but. Two different sides. One will have kind of like a bevel to it, which the metric hydraulic hose will go into. The other side is just kind of flat in a regular circle. And it has MPT threads. It's kind of tapered. This is the side that will go into the cylinder. Don't look like they got it marked either. They should, with the Asian lift. Fun little fact while I'm doing this, during my research, that issue, there's no hole there. We'll know what that means. Gotta spin that cylinder where it lines up. Back to what I was saying, a little fun fact is while I was doing my research about these cylinders, I came across a company called Advantage lifts. Most likely they're made in China. It's probably an American-based company or dealer. They probably have it made overseas, but of course with the Chinese being the Chinese, they're normally the usual suspects. They get their design and make their own and off-brand it. But this one right here, it has the same exact hose. It's a different color, but it ain't everything. It has, some things are different, the way the motor mounts, the little holders, but the arms are different colors, but everything is pretty much the same. On the medium-sized hose, you gotta straighten a 90. You get the 90, feed it through this little pocket right here, and that's what will mount into this. But you don't wanna strip everything out, so just get it pretty tight, then check for leaks once everything's going. At least that's the way I'm doing it. This long side, put it through this. Be careful not to mess your hose up, and feed it up through here. Now you got the T. And then this will goes all the way on the other side. But on this side, it's in this port, and that's about the perfect length to go into that little pocket. But it's on the other side. They put it on the wrong side? Alright, I guess I'll look at the manual. Well, the instructions was no help, but I found a video. Got to swap this out to this, and then it makes sense. Because this lift has different measurements on every website and distributor out there. So if you are curious, you're wondering what all these things are. You have a pressure relief valve right here. The center will blow out if it gets underneath way too much pressure, or supposed to. Then you got your flow control valve over here. Or at least if it's like any hydraulic pump that I've worked on at work. This is a aluminum, so be careful. You know, it makes sense. Not a big fan of the way these hoses are made, but I guess it's alright. If these are good enough for advanced lifts, I guess they're good enough for me too. Yeah, but this just, see that, it's just gonna be sitting there like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get some type of clamps and make sure it's straight. Over time, vibration from the lift is gonna make it wear hoses in the hose where they're going through those pockets, or the hose going through the hose. Now you got this long hose to deal with. See, what happened was my phone went dead while I was recording, but got everything ran. Gonna have to do something with the hoses. So everything's together. Even got that in there. The way you do that is you hook up that little bracket up there with the two bolts. Run the cord down just like you did the hydraulic hose. You put that cushion on there. Stick it through the hole right there underneath that switch. Then mount it up here on the other side in the center. Don't take off that little cushion. That cushion's there so whenever the vehicle goes up, it won't go up on this side, it'll only go up on this side and deactivate the pump. So with that being said, what's next is electrical. This is really want it to go there. I guess it ain't gotta go there, it's kind of short. And that's really tacky, so I'm not sure how I would do this. So in the pictures you'll see here, it has it coming straight out all the way to the wall and down, but there's nothing for you to actually do that. As you can see, it's super close to the cables down there. So to get to where it don't cross over right here and rub, came up with this little contraption. I'm gonna get 2 of these on each side. Got the wire kind of dangling right here, not hitting nothing. And hopefully get the cable to do the same thing. It's not hitting right now. If it does, this is loose, so I don't think it'll do too much damage, especially how slow it goes, but KO toe lifts at your finest. But of course, if you wanna know a better way to do all this, stay tuned to the upgrade video where I will fix a lot of all these issues that's going on with this lift. Just got this wired up for now. I tried to get this knockout over here, but that thing is not trying to come through. That's where I was trying to put this in, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try it for now. Got neutral, just ignore that. All right, here's some air getting back to the tank. Got some G-Soap air. So this is what I wondered, if you pull it once on each side, I guess. I was wondering if it went all the way down or if it just released into the next latch. I don't know. Now it's time to get some grease, lithium grease. Lubricate all the contact surfaces, which would be these latches. Probably have to do top side first, then raise it up and get the bottom side. You also, if you look down in there, you'll see those white plastic pieces that slide up against the rails. You're gonna leave the corners where it's gonna be hitting. Then I would work it up and down without a car on it and see if there's any spots that feel dry. The safety latches, you have this little access hole right here. You pull this little cover off. I wondered forever what that was for until I figured it out just now. Locking mechanism right here. You might want to lube it up. I had a lot of rust on this. It's pretty easy to get to, so I wouldn't be too worried about just putting like WD-40 something on it. I'll just check it, you know, pull it out and it extends back. This side was giving me some trouble, so I started looking into it. Make sure this one's back. You'll see it when it comes down. And that's your adjustment if you're having issues with your locks, I guess. And this is what it pivots on right here. So I just make sure it's nice and lubed up. With this, you ain't gotta lower it all the way up and down. You just, as soon as you start going up, it's gonna reactivate it, or it should. So going up, it should do exactly what you're about to see. It goes up. Yep. This side probably didn't do it. I didn't hear a clunk over here. Yeah, it's just riding on up. Down here you got about 9 13/16. Up here you got about 9 7/8. You know, so it gets a little bit bigger up there by 1/16. Down here you got about 9 7/8, almost 10 1/16. 1/16 difference between right here to right up there on the side that's good, and this side has a 1/8 inch difference top to bottom. But altogether you have a 1/8 inch difference between this column and this column. This column is stretched out from here to here. The only way to really fix that is put more shims in it. From what I can see, I'll show you. Hold on. Here you can see the only way to get it out, because it's inside of a pocket down there, is to pull this all the way back out the top and then pull this plastic piece out. You see one of the shims right there on that. The backside don't have a shim, but that's a lot of play right there. I'm gonna tell you that'd be what, a 1/4 inch shim. So my remedy for this issue, hopefully, is gonna be, I'm gonna go ahead and try to bend it back as the other side. Right now it's actually 9 1/2 with pressure on it. This is a 9 7/8. So hopefully when we over pushing it, it bends it, and then when it flexes back, it'll flex back to where it's supposed to be. I've done this a couple times, but when that flexes out, the very bottom down here will probably bow out a little bit. We'll see how this works. Seems pretty sturdy. It's a pretty light truck. That's why I chose this one for the first car to go up. Anytime I hear a weird noise, I freak out. Not hearing that lock latch. I think we're gonna be all right. Figured I'd say that because that's when it would fall. It did, so. Now I think we're gonna be all right.